Okay, let's dive right in. If you're running a modern brand, one of the biggest decisions you're going to make has, surprisingly, nothing to do with your actual product. Nope. It has everything to do with what you put it in. We're talking about packaging, and more specifically, how to make it eco-friendly.
So I want you to just take a second and look at your product on a shelf. That box, that bag, that little container, it's speaking for your brand before anyone even tries what's inside. So the real question is it saying the right things? Does it actually reflect the values your brand is supposed to stand for?
And this really breaks down the choice perfectly. On one side, you've got the old way of doing things, traditional, bulky packaging. The problem? High emissions to create it, and it's pretty much destined for a landfill. But on the other side, you've got a modern solution, like an eco pouch, that's designed from day one to have a much smaller footprint simply by using way less material. So let's zoom in on one of the real game changers here. We're going to focus on a modern alternative that is completely shifting the conversation: flexible pouch packaging. It's a pretty simple idea, but man, it has a powerful impact. You know, at its heart, the journey to sustainability can start with a really simple principle: just use less stuff. Period. Flexible pouches, just by their nature, need way less material than their rigid cousins like big jars or boxes. And less material means less waste, right, from the very start. But here's the thing. Eco-friendly isn't some one-size-fits-all label. There are actually different strategies, or you could call them paths, you can take. So we're going to break down the three main ways you can go green with your packaging. First up is what we can call the circular path. This is all about using mono-recyclable materials. Now, the key word there is mono, which just means one, a single type of plastic. And that simplicity is a huge deal because it makes it incredibly easy to recycle, letting that material get turned back into new products and keep circulating, instead of just ending up as trash. And what's really cool about this slide is how clear the strategy is. The focus here is 100% on the end of life, what happens after your customer is done. It's made from one kind of plastic, so it's fully recyclable. The main benefit? You're directly helping build a real circular economy.
All right, path number 2 is the balanced path. You can think of this one as more of a hybrid approach. It takes conventional plastic and blends it with post-consumer recycled content, that's PCR, or with plant-based stuff like bamboo. This is all about making the start of life better by using less brand new virgin plastic.
And here's the trade-off, laid out right in front of us. By using a blend of materials, you slash your reliance on new fossil fuels from the get-go, which is a huge win. But, and this is important, the end of life for these can be more complicated, and yeah, they often still end up in a landfill. It's a balance, you know, a better beginning for a more challenging end.
And finally, we have the natural path, compostable packaging. Now this is a total rethinking of how materials work. It's made from renewable, plant-based sources. Think PLA from cornstarch. And it's designed not to be recycled, but to completely break down and go back to the earth as healthy, nutrient-rich soil.
So this approach tackles the whole shebang, the beginning and the end. It starts with plants and it ends as soil. The key benefit is just profound. It's a truly plastic-free, zero-waste solution that completes a natural cycle. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Take from the earth, return to the earth. That's the heart and soul of the natural path, creating packaging that's part of a regenerative cycle, not a one-way street to a landfill. Okay, so picking your eco-material is step one. But let's be really clear about something. Sustainable does not mean boring. The next step is all about making that package totally uniquely yours. Customization is absolutely everything. And you know what? The process is super straightforward. First, you pick your eco path. Are you going recyclable, recycled, or compostable? Second, you choose the pouch shape that's perfect for your product. And third, you add your brand's unique finish, matte, gloss, you name it. Plus, and this is a big one, you don't have to sacrifice any of the functions your customers actually want. You can still have all those great features: resealable zippers to keep things fresh, one-way valves for coffee beans, easy tear notches. All of it can be built right into your eco-friendly design. So, at the end of the day, why does all of this matter? Because making this switch isn't just a nice thing to do. It is a strategic move that pays off for both the planet and your profit margin. It is a genuine double win. Let's talk some hard numbers for a second. Compared to the usual plastics out there, some of these plant-based materials can slash your carbon footprint by up to 70%. I mean, just let that sink in. That is a massive, measurable impact.
And what about that compostable packaging? Get this, under the right conditions, it can decompose by over 90% in just 180 days. It effectively just disappears, returning to the soil it came from. Now for the other side of that win, the business benefits. You're looking at an enhanced brand image that shows you're in tune with modern values. You get increased customer loyalty because people genuinely want to support brands that care. And ultimately, that gives you a powerful competitive advantage out there. So, what this all adds up to is pretty simple. We are way past the point where sustainable packaging is just a nice to have. In today's world, it's a statement. It's a flag you plant in the ground that says who you are as a brand and what you believe in. And that brings us right back to where we started. Every single product you sell is out there communicating with your customers through its packaging. After seeing all these possibilities, the only question left is, what do you want yours to say?